after the speech of Vice President Vance on Friday, we have to fear that our common value base is not that common anymore. I'm very grateful to all those European politicians that spoke out and reaffirmed the values and principles that they are defending. No one did this better than President Zelensky. Let me conclude, and this becomes difficult.
This nigga fine.
This type of shit pissed me off.
Why didn't he pay for the social?
This type of shit pissed me off.
Normal era.
Rick, briefly expand on that, because I know you spent a lot of time in Europe and you know this. Are some of these countries in the midst of the perfect storm to continue pushing to the right? What do you see?
Look, the immigration issue is one that the far right has carefully exploited in Europe, and I will tell you, the flood of immigration into Europe in the post Middle East moment has led to opportunities for the far right they would not have had under other circumstances. It is an issue that works very effectively with working class voters, just as it does in the U.S. I think that we're in a very dangerous moment, and if you were to ask me how it ends, unfortunately, I think it ends in blood and terror. I don't mean to be so down about it, but this is not a great situation that we're in right now.
Quickly, Rick, what do you mean by that? Blood and terror.
That's over there.
I think we're at a point right now where Donald Trump is going to sell Ukraine down the river to Putin, and it's not going to stop. He'll go into Poland, he'll go into the Baltics, he'll go into Germany. This is a green light for terror and horror in Europe that we haven't seen since World War II. Abandoning NATO, which was the glue that held Europe together for decades and provided global security for decades. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth took it this weekend. They tore it up and spat on it on the floor in front of their supposed allies, all to please Vladimir Putin back in Moscow. This is going to end, and it will not end well.
Why are they platforming this person?
That dude is inciting violence.
I see him on X all the time bitching about Trump stuff.
Didn't we watch the same speech that JD told him?
Yeah,
he just said freedom of speech.
It's interesting that he said that we shat on NATO and ripped it up. If you look at the contributions of tax dollars and money yearly to NATO, the U.S. spends more than every other single NATO country.
And they're right there.
Every other NATO country combined probably spends less than the U.S. The U.S. is NATO. If the U.S. says something about NATO, it needs to be acted on. It needs to be heard. It needs to be moved upon, because there is no NATO without the United States of America. That's bottom line. And the fact that Ukraine is trying to join NATO is the reason why they're at war now. So all they have to do is not join and stop fighting. Why is that so bad?
The level of fear mongering I just heard from this guy is absolutely absurd. He thinks Putin is going to go into Poland, into Germany. Are you kidding me, buddy?
What he's doing is basically saying that Russia is gonna do what Hitler and them attempted to do. Yeah, it's basically what he's trying to do. They're gonna try to take over everything.
Like the way he said the countries and everything. While trying to smear Trump like this his fault, kind of.
Man, he's trying to feed into that rhetoric,
because
that image.
Trump is not going for that bullshit. You know he's right. So.
I mean, if a country like this acted, I think of all times now with a leader like Trump, we should know that we're gonna stand on that. Well, it's gonna be responded.
You know, European countries won't even let their own citizens speak.
Nah, actually, they getting arrested. So like, why defend?
Can't even pray. Can't even pray in your own home.
Why are they defending this?
Because they're actually the elitists, and they're the ones that's actually controlling everything.
That's what it look like.
And they thrive off of chaos. So the more chaos they can cause, people are gonna do what? Gonna go and watch the news. More views for them.
Yeah, that's why people getting blocked for watching that Tucker and Putin interview. They didn't want y'all to know nothing.
It's illegal to display Nazi symbolism, a swastika, or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes.
Wow. And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
that sticks around forever.
Yeah.
The prosecutors explain German law also prohibits the spread of malicious gossip, violent threats, and fake quotes.
If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders. But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when you take their phones from them?
They are shocked. It's a kind of punishment if you lose your smartphone. It's even worse than the fine you have to pay.
Because your whole life is typically on your phone now.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I'm keeping 100, bro.
This is how it started over there.
If I
it
ever
started
hear
with censorship.
If I ever hear anybody in America say you oppressed, that's real life oppression.
Who's serious about censoring the American people?
This is real life oppression. You can't preach, you can't pray, you can't retweet,
You can't insult, you can't even roast anymore.
What the fuck?
You cannot roast.
That's some weak ass shit.
No roasting.
I'm kind of scared though, for real though. Like Trump might actually save this from
so much crazy
I ain't
shit.
gonna lie, bro, I don't even want to travel over there.
Yeah, it's over with.
Because what if you traveling over there, you tweet and you call somebody, oh, head ass.
So are they going to arrest?
You're going to jail.
Are they arresting rappers over there? Cause
they ain't got no rappers.
They don't got no rappers.
But I'm just
They probably do. They probably got some.
They ain't got some in Europe, so Central
They
C,
ain't
where
got
you
no
consider
views.
a sign up.
He's in the UK.
They got a different system.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But Germany falls under the EU. So is this the whole EU that's doing this?
I think the EU is definitely pretty liberal.
Oh, they're so
pretty
liberal.
crazy.
People are sick of the EU.
So you telling me F him? I'm going to that bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and
bro.
they taking your phone, and they might give you a paddle on the ass.
That's
bad boy.
That's really you really don't have no freedom, bro.
You have no
Damn
freedom.
no.
That
They
is
take
no
your phone. They put you in jail.
They took
That's
your
like middle
phone.
school. You get caught texting in middle school. They take your phone. Your mama got to come get
Oh,
it.
let a soccer player miss a goal. Oh boy.
So you hold on.
You're going
They take
to
your
jail.
phone. They take your guns.
They don't
and
have
you
guns.
can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't have it from the jump. And you can't pray in your own house. Don't ever talk shit about America ever again, man.
Nah, for real, bro.
I swear
That's
to God.
scary. That is scary.
He was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
No, did she just say
It's free. She said free speech is why the Nazis did what they did.
Oh no, it was censorship. It's the opposite. It was censorship. Is why the Nazis did what they did.
He was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups. The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship
I have to disagree with
was
you.
specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you. Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history.
You say to Donald Trump, Minister Sikorski? we have more chairs. We have more chairs.
I would tell him three things. Number one, Joe Biden was your successor and predecessor, but he planted the flag of the United States in downtown Kiev and declared on behalf of the United States that the US will be with Ukraine for as long as it takes until Ukraine secures its independence. Therefore, the credibility of the United States depends on how this war ends. Not just the Trump administration, the United States itself. I would secondly tell him that if you allow Putin to vassalize Ukraine, that will send a message to China that you can recover what you regard as a renegade province. And that would have direct consequences for US grand strategy, for the US system of alliances, and possibly for the future of Taiwan. And I would thirdly tell him that we Europeans control the Nobel Peace Prize.
real shit going on. Europeans think
If
they
you
so
want to
important.
earn it, the peace has to be fair.
Very clear.
I'm gonna just keep it 100 for all Europeans watching in America. We do not think y'all are cool. We don't think about y'all, none of that. But they seem to always talk about Americans, this and that, this and that. Y'all think y'all so special.
It's still American culture.
Every
we're better.
country hates America.
America is better than every country.
Exactly.
Everybody needs us.
I don't know why everybody hates on America when they know damn well
they can't survive.
They want to live here.
It's not even that they want to live here. They can't survive in their country without us.
Like America is the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful country on the planet for a reason.
It's because they had Joe Biden in there. They was in that bit telling Joe Biden whatever, and Joe Biden signed that shit, and they smacking Joe Biden on the ass and said thank you. And they think shit sweet. That's why the big bully is in office. Say all that shit over with.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the difference between Ukraine and Taiwan is that Taiwan creates one of the best, like one of the chips that everybody needs. So like,
yeah, they do.
We need Taiwan.
That's why America.
We don't need Ukraine.
That's why Trump's saying.
But we helping them out anyways because we rock.
Well, they was helping them out.
They still helping them out. Trump and them still they've been to get the war ended.
Yeah, they are.
So why are they
That's
upset?
helping them out. That's
The
helping
war
them
will
out.
end.
Because
The people are not dying anymore. That is the biggest thing.
It's because it's not a part of NATO, so they don't get paid more.
Okay, well we sorry about that, but we don't want y'all people to die no more.
That's true.
Trump gonna say we don't want people dying, and y'all gonna say, "Oh, he's back." Come on, bro. He's trying to get the war ended.
Can't win for losing.
He's a threat to democracy.
So I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine. Never. And our people, never. And our adults and children and everybody. It can't be so. This is the war in Ukraine against us, and it is our human losses.
Can Ukraine survive without U.S. military support?
No.
Everybody knows that.
No.
Probably it will be very, very, very difficult. And of course, in all the difficult situations, you have a chance. But we will have low chance to survive without support of the United States.
Well, he had to bend the knee and follow directions.
I don't understand why he think he gonna
That's
come
the
in.
truth,
I don't understand how a foreign leader is coming into our country telling us, no, y'all not gonna stop giving us money. You're gonna keep giving us money.
What? And Vivek said that they are scamming with the money, and they got bureaucrats there with mansions, and they're not even helping the people there really.
Man, I saw somewhere where he said he don't know where the $100 billion went. You can't win a war with $100 billion. Oh yeah, you wasn't meant to win,
hold
boss.
on,
They wasn't gonna win a war versus Russia, never. Though.
Yeah, $100 billion probably ain't shit compared to the tanks, how much a tank costs, how much missiles cost.
Hey, if you can't afford, listen, if you cannot
all
afford to survive in a war that you're not supposed to be in, that could have been avoidable without the support of another country funding everything in that war, you shouldn't be in the war. Yeah. Like it'd be different if we was both in the war and we had to pull they slack, but we not.
Yeah, I don't get it because there's a lot of places that don't got democracy. So why we just fighting for their democracy, man? So
I just don't understand why Ukraine is so important.
Yeah.
Like I've literally said that this entire time. I don't know why.
Trump only rocking the American flag. Joe Biden was rocking the Ukraine flag. This is how the American people feel about it right here.
Holy Toledo. Look at this trend line here. U.S. support for Ukraine is too much. Back when the war began, back in February of 2022, it was just 7%. Up like a rocket ship. My goodness. Up now in February of 2025 to 41%. And the clear majority of Republicans, and of course Republicans are in charge of the U.S. government now, 62% of Republicans say that the U.S. support for Ukraine is too much. What a difference from just 3 years ago. I can remember, John, all those backyards in the United States with those Ukrainian flags. Far fewer of them today, as Americans' opinions on Ukraine have changed dramatically.
What about opinions of the Ukrainian president?
Right. You know, obviously, if you would expect changes amongst the public on feelings towards Ukraine, feelings towards Zelensky have changed also dramatically. Look at this. Confident Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. Back in 2022, it was the clear majority, 72% through the floor. Through the floor by 2024, just 48% of Americans say that they're confident that Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. And GOP confidence has also plummeted dramatically. Now the clear majority of Republicans are not confident that Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. Really a real trend line, ones you rarely see in the American public when it comes to Ukraine and Zelensky. Confidence in both going down through the ground.
Look, some allies of President Trump have targeted Zelensky with harsh criticism over the last few years, and it could be that that's having some impact here.
Absolutely. The Republican establishment, the Republican electorate has moved as the Republican establishment and Republican leaders have moved on.
All right, let's talk about the idea of a peace deal. And again,
percent say that they support the move as the Republican establishment and Republican leaders have moved on.
All right, let's talk about the idea of a peace deal. And again, the way you ask this matters, but go ahead.
The way you ask it is important, so we can talk about this a little bit. So the poll question essentially is, do you support a Russia-Ukraine negotiated peace deal? The vast majority of Americans, this is what they want. 78% say that they support this idea versus just 16% oppose. Of course, as we were talking about, does this question actually get at what's going on right now? I think you would say that it probably does not necessarily get what's going on right now.
No, the question asked, do you support a Russia-Ukraine negotiated peace deal? Ukraine's not there at the negotiations in Saudi Arabia this week, so the people were not asked this. And I do think, in general, if you ask anyone in any poll, do you support peace, peace tends to rate pretty highly.
Peace tends to win. You rarely get 78% of the country agreeing on anything. They do agree on the idea of a negotiated peace deal between Russia and Ukraine.
Really changed,
whether the majority would agree on a Russia peace deal with Ukraine where Ukraine has nothing to do with it, that might be a different question.
Hard to know. Harriet, and thank you.
Well,
Thank
there
you.
it is right there, and that's what Trump gonna
Holy
do. That's what Trump gonna do. That's what Trump gonna do.
Now that I just heard that Ukraine is not at the negotiations, I'm sorry, y'all.
No,
every dollar. Sorry, you.
That's what they're trying. That's what they're trying to do.
From me
that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get into the negotiations.
Yeah, no, it's a
y'all ain't even pull up to hear it. And y'all want money?
They're not in it.
They're
in a war.
It's
Imagine
a meme.
No. He said that
they're not coming to the table.
The leaders are not going to the
They already
negotiations.
said they're not listening to anything that U.S. says between Russia and Ukraine.
Okay, so they can't get none of our money because our money is funding this, so you must listen. Duh.
Yeah.
Come on, keep
they
it
gotta be
100.
in the knee.
What
Unless
was you
Europe
about to
gonna, I was gonna say there's a meme that had Trump pulling Zelensky to the table. I think it's on Benny. It had me so weak, bro.
I just don't understand why they think, like, imagine what $100 billion could have done in the U.S. And now another country is demanding that we continue to give them our money. I just don't understand that, guys. I just don't understand how you can justify that at all. The fact that we had members of Congress that are elected to represent the American people wearing another country's flag on their pins and on their shirts is a problem.
0.7 untraced. But we ain't gonna talk about that though. But
we thought it was 1.8. It's 4.7.
Hey,
$4.7 trillion untraced. And y'all don't want a Department of Government Efficiency.
Hey, look, guys.
Y'all don't care about America.
All I gotta say to the
y'all don't care about
European
America, bro.
countries.
We should make two Americas, bro.
Don't-
We going
hey.
left, we going south, and north.
We chose
We
our
already know what
president.
we're doing in the south.
We chose our president. Don't go there with us, cause y'all pissing me off a little bit. Them leaders over there. Don't go there with us.
We gotta go back to the south and the north,
go
bro.
there with us.
No slavery, but we need to go back to north and south,
Do
bro.
not go there with us.
We
That's
just said
all
we
I'm gonna
should
tell you.
divide the America.
Yeah, we should.
No,
bro.
we need it. We
hell
need it.
no.
We're supposed to be united.
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
We are united
Stay
states.
on the right path, guys. We
But
gonna
they
stay on
don't want
the
their money, bro. 4.7. They don't want to look for it because they sad.
It's okay, bro. We got delusional
We gonna
people
get
that got
them right,
brainwashed. We're gonna get them right. It's
Gonna
gonna take
get 'em right.
time, man.
But as far as Europe and all that, don't go there with us, bro.